Hello, guys. Welcome to Gusto Reactions once again. Thank you so much for always liking, sharing, subscribing, of course, telling your friends about what we do right here at Gusto TV. We love you and appreciate every one of you. Big Lala is very much here. Now, we all know that when it comes to major successes, Nigerian artists has they've really done a whole lot. Three major guys who have done really well in the industry so far. We know started all the way from 2010, 2011. There's Wizkid, Machala himself. There's Davido, the OBO, and of course there's also Burna Boy himself. But in terms of major like a streak, of achievement and everything, Wizkid had his own very early on, with Superstar. Burna Boy also would like to party. Davido with OBO, the Genesis and everything. But in terms of international achievement, Davido had his own first in 2017, 2018 with Fall, and of course, if Burna Boy did his own with Ye in 2018, 2019, and early, of course, in 2020 as well. Wizkid as well is having his own streak at the moment in 2021 with that one, Essence, the song Made in Lagos, the album as well. In all of this, we have to really give kudos to all of these guys. Big Lala, you're welcome to the show today, and we're talking Wizkid, Davido, Burna Boy. Now, all of these guys thoroughly deserve whatever they have achieved so far. Looking at the tenure, or rather, whatever they've achieved so far and everything, you would agree with me that they've done well for the Afrobeat culture.
Of course, these three guys, they're the front runners when it comes to the guys. I mean, who has achieved the most in Afrobeats in recent times.
Yeah.
Right? We're not talking the guys who were, started the Afrobeat to the world agenda.
The band and the rest of them.
Those guys, they've done their bit and they've left it off.
Yeah.
Now it's just the new guys who have taken it upon themselves and have always been setting standards upon standards upon standards for not just themselves, for the other guys to also aim to get to.
Davido in 2017, 2018 actually got a record. That one happened in 2019 for Fall. Got gold. In the US. Eve also got a couple of certifications here and there, as well as Burna Boy as well getting the most streamed Afrobeat record on on YouTube with that one on the low. Wizkid in 2021 seems to also be on that one. Wizkid number 13 at the moment on the Billboard chart. Number one album, 3 weeks, 41 weeks on the chart. Number one, world album chart at number one at the weekend of August 28th. That was just last week. And of course, Wizkid also the most Shazammed song in the US at the moment. There's a whole lot. Number one song on Apple Music and on this is Apple Music actually, and top albums, and also the number one song on US urban radio. Now, a lot of fans are actually talking about the fact that Burna Boy has achieved quite a whole lot internationally. Davido has achieved quite a whole lot internationally. Wizkid has achieved before, is achieving again, but this seems to be like a new level of achievement, all in all. Can we say that Wizkid has unlocked a new level, of international achievement?
Well, I don't think it's something new for a lot of people to actually realize that yes, Wiz has unlocked a new level. It is indeed a new level in terms of achievement. He's the heights he reached on Billboard. That's something that people have been striving to get to by themselves. Not like he's been on there before as a featured artist, right? He's been there before. So people had been expecting that he would. They've been expecting that. Or maybe the next time someone else would be on there would be as like a assist from a American artist, but that wasn't the case. And before we could even blink an eye, it just came about suddenly. We started seeing Essence debuting on Billboard 100. From there we started seeing going up and up and up and up until Bieber jumped on it, and then boom, top 20. And now it's at number 13. And now we're even thinking, oh, can this even be number one? That was your question for several weeks. Can it be number one? And then now we're saying, oh, can it even be top 10? Now we're looking at it as something that is like it's normal, but in actual sense, it's not normal because so many people have strived to get to. For a long time, it's not a normal thing. It's something unheard of, and it's indeed a new standard.
Yeah.
Yes, it's a new standard, and I don't think there's anybody who can deny and say no, it's not a new standard, like or trying to rubbish it and say nah, it's nothing. Of course, it's something. It's a big deal.
And not forgetting the fact that Wizkid also on Apple Music, US, Apple Music Global as well. He got there, seamlessly. One of the very first Nigerian songs to do all of that.
Yeah.
Now we know that WIZ and Burna are quite, there's a brotherhood amongst them. Davido, is also, he said he loves WIZ, so much. He doesn't really care much about, Burna Boy. Burna also doesn't really care much about, David. But of course, these guys, make good music. In terms of the achievement that Wizkid has, achieved so far, also selling out the O2 in 12 minutes. I mean, the records are endless, for Wizkid, and it's still selling out at the moment. Priority ticket, artist pre-sale, everything.
Please
all gone.
Don't remind me.
Because you don't want to shave your hair. No, don't worry about that. It's fine. It's fine.
It's fine.
For Wizkid's Global Wave, made in Lagos Global Wave and everything, does it serve as an inspiration to Davido, to Burna Boy?
Of course, without a doubt, it's not only an inspiration to these guys. It's also an inspiration to the other young cats who are coming up and thinking, oh, I want to play at a global level or at in the biggest market. It's an inspiration to a lot of people. Even if they don't directly acknowledge it that, oh, this is inspiring me to do more, but it's like a fuel to them. They'll be watching what Wiz is achieving, especially Burna and David. They'll be looking at, okay, the same way while they were on top, whoever was on top at any certain time, it would be also be watching and being like, oh, this one don't do something way new. I guess want something we go better pass everything you don't do and things like that. And I think that's what fuels them. David has already confessed and said, oh, his rivalry with Wiz is one of the motivating factors
for him,
that made him successful in his every kind of time. He said that, and then he knows that yes, I mean, that rivalry brought the best out of him. The more people got at him and saying that, oh, you can't be like this guy, you can't achieve like this guy, they decided to prove them wrong and started doing things to make sure that yes, he was achieving, and he did achieve. Same thing with Burna. Burna wasn't directly in it, but at the time he was going to be achieving, he was going to start achieving. He was also achieving and doing, I mean, setting records and setting streaks that these guys haven't done before. And now it looks like the whole thing has turned back to the originator again, which is WIZ. And now WIZ is setting newer standards for these guys to now say, okay, I'm setting newer records, I'm setting newer standards. It's time for you guys to play, to do as I'm doing. So that's what it is with WIZ and the situation right now. It's an inspiration to everybody who is an Afrobeat artist, not just these two guys.
In terms of setting newer standards, though, Wizkid with all that he has achieved so far, the newer standard, the global level, the global, stuff that he's doing at the moment, would it be safe to say that Wizkid is paving the way in terms of global standards for Davido and Burna Boy?
Well, me, I don't understand the question of
or has paved the way,
paving the way for global standards. No,
new levels, unlocking new levels, paving the way for new levels.
No, it's not the same thing. If you say it is setting a new standard, which is fine, it's not the same thing as paving the way.
So if a Burna Boy achieves a billboard today, tomorrow, a Davido achieves another billboard, next tomorrow and everything, would it be safe to say that Wizkid paved the way for that?
Well, it depends on what you want to, I don't know, the meaning of your paving the way.
Okay.
Who paved the way for Wizkid?
Wizkid paved the way for Wizkid. Or Maria Makeba. Maria Makeba.
Since how many years ago?
1967.
40 years ago, I mean. So I don't know. Well, perhaps that use of English for me is looking naughty that you want to curse Allah. So I feel
no, I'm not trying to cause anything. I'm just asking a question.
What I feel is Wizkid's, achievements with his US domination is setting a new standard.
Okay.
It's not necessarily paving the way. Well, the only person that has paved the way in the meaning of paved the way
is Thames.
It's Thames. That's what because Thames and whoever Thames, P2J and
Legendary Beats.
Yeah, the other guys on that album because they were part of the project. Yes, so now there's more eyes on them because of that project, right? There's more impressions on listens, on production, whether it was good enough, and all those things. Even Buju, those are the kind of things you can say, oh, he paved the way for those guys. But for these guys who are not directly involved in that project, it's setting a standard. It's
so if a Burna and a Wiz should, achieve, number one song on urban radio, sell out, another arena and everything, be on Billboard albums chart number one and all of that, Apple Music Global, and then tomorrow Wizkid fans say, oh, Wizkid has done it before. He was the first person to do it and everything. If not for him, you wouldn't be there or something. Would that be wrong or would that be right?
No, that would be wrong. It won't be like if it wasn't Wizkid, if not for Wizkid, you won't be there. Nah. It won't be Wizkid's name that will be on top of it. If David or Burna, let's say in the next year now, come up with this, individually do singles, and they're achieving the same heights, and they do more, and they get Billboard top 10, or they do more than Wiz has gone. You can come up with the argument and be like, oh yes, Wiz has done it before, but the only way you can counter the argument is doing more than what he's done. You get, so it won't be a case of Wiz had done it before, it's nothing new. Nah, it won't be that. It will still be an achievement, but you have to also better him at the virality of how his song went viral in the US. You have to better him at that. The same way these other guys by themselves at one point in their career have bettered Wiz with their song going viral, whether in the US or even some parts of Europe. You get, so it has to, the record, it can't be just equaling. It has to be better than. Now he's done BET 3 times in a row. None of these guys have done BET 3 times in a row before. He first to get to 200 million views. What was the response from? Well, it wasn't a response, but his content did the response. Another of his record caught up with it and did right now is more views than it, and we still doesn't have that, and that's something else he can also try to aim to catch up to with these guys. So that's in terms of catching up, in terms of they just need to do better than each other to make sure that they're setting newer records, setting newer standards. So if any of them does it, it's not a question of it's paving the way for this one now.
But with what Wizkid has done so far with Essence, with Made in Lagos and everything, would you think it would be ideal for Burna Boy, for Davido to see Wizkid as an inspiration?
No, it's not something unheard of. Someone can inspire you, whether in the right way, or sometimes the inspiration can come from a place of love. I love this guy, he inspires me to do more. Also, it can come from a place of envy. I don't like this guy, he's doing better than me, I need to do better than him. You get two different things can foil you. It can either be the positive one, it can either be the negative one. So I don't know what it is for any of these guys, but obviously they'll be looking at what Wiz is achieving, and they want to do that, and they want to do more than that.
Okay. Well, we wish Davido, Burna Boy, and of course Wizkid all the very best, even in their quest to continue to dominate globally. Guys, let's have your thoughts on that one. Wizkid's new levels unlocked, new global level, everything. What exactly do you think about Davido and Burna Boy looking up to Wizkid as an inspiration? Of course, are we going to say, or would you say that Wizkid actually paved the way, or is paving the way for new global levels for the likes of Burna Boy, Davido, Tiwa, and the rest of them, even for younger cats, in the industry? Of course, Big Lala is saying that in terms of paving the way, yes, maybe a Belash Mother, maybe a Buju. Tems, of course, Tems right now is rumored to be on Drake's new album. That is actually, the true meaning of paving the way, for someone. Well, let the fans have their say. We'll see you guys on the next one. Please keep liking and sharing and subscribing, doing everything that you can to support the channel, support the brand. Thank you so much. If you think that there's a topic or there's a controversy or whatever it is at all that you want Big Lala to get roasted to get on, please put everything down below, and of course we'll see you on the next one.
Tomorrow, they said that 12 minutes.